No. I was looking for a Kelly Green, Saquon Barkley youth jersey in large and medium.
Nice.
For my two boys. And I had them last week, and I held off from buying them, and they're sold out.
No. We'll find them. We'll find them. Somebody is going to get it to us, get it to Andrew or I. We'll find them for you. We'll get you the link.
But I bring that up to you guys that it stays true no matter where I live and what I do. That was been the request in the household because it's been a great run, and we're going to learn a lot more about this defense on Sunday night. And I cannot wait to see how this plays out because this offense got to figure things out in that first quarter and score some points because Matthew Stafford and Sean McVay and Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua are going to challenge this defense. And I want to learn more about the defense because it's been such a great experience and fun experience when you see this team hit and hit and hit and play like a team that hits and likes to hit. What a difference from a year ago of understanding the defensive concepts and being at the right place. And the attitude. Like, Jalen Carter is playing like a beast, and that has helped out that second layer with Zach Vaughn and Nakobe Dean, and can't say enough good things about, Q and Cooper. It's been fantastic to watch them in Fangio's defense after the Bucs game.
Two of the worst first-quarter scoring teams in football will meet up. That's why I'm betting the under. That's why I'm betting the under on Sunday night. I'm just going to tell you out there, two of the worst teams getting out of the gate fast. When you think of a team, Kevin, that has a chance to win, to get to a Super Bowl or win one, would you want the team to be led more by their defense than their offense, or their offense by their defense?
Oh, in this modern NFL?
Yes, this is today in 2024, because right now I would venture to believe this team's being led by its defense.
Yeah, but I would want the offense. I would want the offense. Just listen. The defense in today's NFL doesn't have to be top 10. It doesn't have to be. It's a bend don't break kind of mentality. You want them to attack. You want them to hold on. But like, let's take another team here. Let's look at the Steelers. The Steelers' defense has been dominant. Russell Wilson is the worst quarterback in the red zone. They've won 2 games on just field goals alone. I think that's torture. You can't win a lot of playoff games that way. You've got to find a way to score touchdowns in the red zone. Your defense has got to shut things down, but you've got to find a way because it's that window of success gets smaller and smaller in the playoffs if your offense cannot generate points. So I would say I want my offense to stand out and be better than the defense if we're talking about a Super Bowl run.
So do you believe this is a game where you will learn about this Eagles team? Not obviously have all the information that you need, but are you going to learn whether this team is ready for a long run or not this Sunday?
I think the next 2 Sundays or the next 2 weeks, because you've got Matthew Stafford and you got Lamar Jackson. They're the 2 best quarterbacks they'll face so far this season, and you'll learn a hell of a lot about both of them and how they respond to this defense and the defense and 2 completely different quarterbacks, right? And 2 different schemes. They'll learn a heck of a lot about how do the rookies handle it. How does Jalen Carter handle it? Are they at the right place doing the right things? Will we see that this team is missing a bona fide closer in a pass rusher if it's a close game, right? Because you want one of those. We had that a year ago with Hassan Reddick, like close game, let's shut it down, that final drive, let's get a sack, right? They don't have that. So can you generate a pass rush consistently to pressure the quarterback, especially when they're rolling out and trying to create plays? I think we'll learn a heck of a lot over the next 2 weeks about our defense. To me, more than anything else, we talked about this at length here about the offense. There are so many studs and stars and talent on the offense. Can the coaching scheme figure things out in the first quarter? I was really, really impressed with the approach, the entire approach that Kellen Moore had in that Commanders game, where the running attack between the tackles wasn't working in the third quarter, but he stayed consistent, right? At one point, Saquon had like 20 carries, and he was averaging 3 yards a carry, and then eventually you'll wear them down because the strength is the offensive line, and he stayed consistent. Kellen Moore stayed consistent with the idea of the play calling in the second, third, and fourth quarters. What are you going to do in that first quarter? Cannot be pass happy. Cannot have 3 and outs because you just want to throw the ball constantly. You're going to eventually find a way to break the dam, but you've got to just constantly be consistent with what you want to do, and that is mixing it up with the run pass.
You brought up the modern era of football, so I ask, and you sort of led into it here, can a team win a Super Bowl being a run-first or a run-primary offense?
I don't know. I don't know, John. The Eagles did, believe it or not, that 2017 team was a team that ran the ball really well.
They did.
Foles played the 2 greatest games of his life. So that played a role here. And the Eagles were they were a running team, and if you count all those Jalen runs in 2022. So you can figure that out, but eventually the quarterback's got to make some passes. We've seen that with Mahomes. He made passes on that final quarter that just killed us. That absolutely killed us. So I don't know if you can win a Super Bowl with a run-first mentality, but the 2 biggest acquisitions in the offseason, Derrick Henry and Saquon Barkley, for, I think, quarterbacks that like it, that add that element, and that also can open up the field. And when you have the lead, you can run with the football, right? And you can pound, and you stay ball control there, and you dictate it that way. So you can have your closer as a running back with a lead, but you also need to have a quarterback that can bounce back, because that's what Patrick Mahomes has done, all right? And guys, look at the biggest outcomes of this past week, right? It was quarterbacks that decided, I'm not losing the game, the ball's got to be in my hand, and they decided the outcome. And Josh Allen was not going to lose that game. Geno Smith was not going to lose that game. And the Ravens with Lamar Jackson trying to tie that game. Play call was terrible. I thought who they had on the field was terrible. But in the end, what did the coordinators decide? We've got to give it to our best player. He's got to figure it out. That whether that's run or potentially pass, they've got to figure out the game at the end.
ESPN's Kevin Negandhi on the Comcast Business Hotline with us. Philadelphia's Kevin Negandhi on the Comcast Business Hotline. So Kevin
Phoenixville gets him first, and then Philly.
Kevin knows the highs of Philadelphia sports. He obviously knows the lows. Kevin, do the Sixers ever turn this thing around?
I was doing my best to make this an all-Eagles segment. I was doing my best, guys.
Thank you for the effort.
I noticed there's no Sixers jerseys on the Christmas search list.
No, not right now, even though the new city editions are amazing.
They are really
sleek.
Cool.
They are.
All right, now that we got the chummy stuff out of the way, what the hell is wrong with this basketball team?
It's bad, man. And then you see, Paul George, you're just like, oh, my gosh, what the hell's going on? Last night, again, I brought this up multiple times. It's November. But last night was the first time I was like, okay, they've got to finish 20 games over 500 the rest of the way if they want to finish the season 10 games over 500. So I started playing that. If they want to finish, I think it was 46 and 36. I think those are the right numbers for an 82-game schedule. They've got to now go 20 games above 500 the rest of the way. And I just don't know if they could do it. So I have no answer. Last night, Embiid gave us his best game. He was great, but I have no answer. That Grizzlies team didn't have Ja Morant.
It's 6 guys out. It's incredible.
I got nothing, guys. I got nothing. Literally nothing.
Have you ever seen a team where every logical concern has come to light? Embiid injury, Paul George injury, bunch of veterans not figuring out how to play with one another just yet. Every legitimate concern, I don't think over-the-top concern that was addressed before the season started, has come to light. They're 2-12 because of it. It's
rock bottom. And my biggest fear is that I said it's rock bottom, and next week I'm going to say, well, we figured out another low. I don't have an answer. And I am a proud Sixers fan, and I'm always optimistic. And I'm always like, okay, I'll be realistic here, but let's look at, the positives here. I got nothing, guys. I wish I could. How about the Eagles and their 6-game winning streak?
Go Birds,
And,
Kev.
There we go.
Go Birds,
Can't wait to see what the
Kev.
Phillies are going to do. And the Flyers are giving us hope. I've got nothing right now as the Sixers find their way through the muck. They've got to dig themselves out of this, man. This is a hole that they only the Sixers can put themselves in this hole, and it's the only way for them. They've got to dig it out, and it starts with 21 figuring it out.
As your colleague Tim Bontemps said the other day, for a Sixers franchise that specializes in drama, this season is quickly approaching